my friends. How are you doing? My name's Lauren, and I'm here to show you this adorable manicure. I made this last night, and it is so cute. And I just figured if I did a video and I was wearing this, y'all are gonna ask how I did it. And it's not dissimilar from the jungle manicure I did recently with another CJS plate, but let's do on this hand. So I'll put all the products in the description, but this is CJS 381, and it's like these little postage stamps here. So it's watermelon, tangerine, taffeta, Cloudsong, Bluebell, twisted patch. I believe this is headliner, and 164, which is sort of this nice watermelon light pink from CJS, black, white, and then a kind of a nice gray here. So one thing you might notice is the color consistency across every nail here. I've used more or less every color on each nail, and that makes it look really cohesive, even though the nails themselves are pretty different. Another thing that helps, of course, is just having something else in common, which would be this white scalloped border on all of the little stamps here. Basically, I guess I don't want to copy this exactly on the other hand, but maybe I'll just kind of mirror the shapes or something. And there's like I have a little kind of discoloration right there, so I'm just gonna cover that up. I took a poll on YouTube a while ago asking if you use gel products or not, and I would say over half of you do not use gel at all or use it very sparingly. Oops. So yeah, of course I'm using a gel base here, and it's just a nude color from Beetles. But yeah, you can use any nude color for the base here, anything neutral, even white maybe, or off-white I would say, because the scallop border is white. And yeah, that's a little like wonky, but that's okay, honestly. One, because this is Cindy, but two, because they're gonna be busy enough that it's really just not gonna matter too much. So I'm gonna do this green circle. I'm gonna do that down here and leave a little space for the border. This is hard for me to do on my non-dominant hand today. Some days are better than others, am I right? So when I first did this manicure, I did each nail to completion first, but I'm thinking I'm gonna just do the background stamps first. One nice thing about gel is that if you make a little mistake or something, you can just use acetone to take that part off. Or if you make a mistake, you can just wipe the whole thing off with acetone. Or I guess nail polish remover would work as well, but I don't have any of that, or I've never actually used it. I've heard it smells like bananas. Is that true? So even if you don't use gel, I kind of recommend getting at least a top coat, a clear, just regular top coat, because if you put down a base color of whatever you want, then if you make a mistake and you gel coat it, you can start over again without having to redo your entire base. But the only thing that you kind of need to watch out for is that you need to make sure your base is like 200% dry before you do any kind of top coating to it, because once you top coat it with gel, it'll never dry beyond that. So it's recommended to wait like 24 hours. Depending on how thick you've done the base, it may not take that long, but if you want to be safe, then that's pretty much what you should do. But then after that, you can do whatever you want. These are very wonky. So I'll add this purple octagon. And again, there's like a little kind of discoloration down there, so I'm gonna cover that up with the stamping. And I have extra room on there. So I think I'll do a little orange stamp. I'll do the oval. I'll just kind of fit that up here. Well, here, let me turn it around because there's a missing spot there. And don't forget the border, like that. Nice. What else? We need this pink. Actually, wait, it's this pink. And I'll do, I guess, another yellow. I love this color, by the way. Then I'll add this heart. And again, there's some like little kind of discoloration there, so I'm gonna add another stamp on top of that, which didn't really cover it up. That's okay. I'm gonna cover it up with something anyway, because these are all gonna have little elements inside of them. Oops, darn. And I did this like cool garden scene for the thumb. I don't know if I think I'll do the boots instead. I don't know, let me think. Yeah, okay. Oops. Helps if the stamper is the right way around. There we go. I have our bases down. And now basically we just need to fill all of the rest of this stuff in. So I said I would start with the boots, and I basically just follow the color scheme that's on the little templates pretty much, because CJS just has nice color palettes for the most part. So it's gonna go like right there. I'll use this gray. Well, here actually it has a little highlight too. I'm not sure where that goes. I guess. Oops, darn it. Okay, I was able to scratch that off. This is like microscopic. I guess those go like that. I'm not entirely sure, but that's okay. You can't even freaking tell. I'm gonna use this gray outline here. No, it's not dark enough. I'm gonna use the black. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell those are boots, but just take my word for it. And then this is the greenery, I think. Is it? Yeah, okay. There's not a lot of room for my flowers now, but that's okay. Just stick them on top of there. Then I just add the little flower details like that. Yeah. Cute. And then basically I'm just going to be filling up the rest of the space with different things. For example, I think the ladybug. I figure like ladybugs outside in the garden, right? So I'll put that like that. Cute. And this is where this template comes in real handy. I'm gonna add this tulip, and the tulip will be orange. Cute. And I know you all said that you like to follow along step by step, but I mean, all I'm really doing is just filling in these little gaps. So you kind of can't go wrong. I'm gonna add this, like, I don't know what it is, lupine or something, or maybe it's lavender, I don't know. Or actually, maybe it's grape hyacinth. Have y'all ever seen or experienced grape hyacinth? That's one of my favorites in spring. You can see it popping up in people's yards sometimes around here. It kind of smells a little like grapes, and it looks a little like grapes. It's just super cute and tiny, and I love it. Yeah, I think they're grape hyacinth. Another thing I want to do before I forget is add the little postage stamp, the cancellation stamp, because that'll really make it look more like a postage stamp. So I'm just gonna add that like right there. Clean up some of these little artifacts. Okay, there's another little tulip here. I can't wait for spring. This was a really long, continues to be a really long, cold winter, and I'm really over it. At least we got some snow. Got a lot of snow actually for this area. I heard that snowstorm was the biggest, worst storm that America has had in like ever. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna add like these sort of little creeping things here. I don't know what these are. Just have them kind of wrap around like that. And I'll do them blue. Sort of look like baby's breath maybe. This is super nitpicky and maybe I'll mess everything up, but I think I'm gonna replace this tulip with a pink, the lighter pink instead of this darker watermelon color, like that. Yeah, that's better in my opinion. Because I didn't really have any pink represented on here and just had to get that in there. Oh my gosh, so cute. It's gonna look even better when I top coat it, but I think I'm gonna wait to do that. Let's finish the rest of these guys just to make sure it's dry, you know. This is such a thin coat, like I honestly wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure it's dry enough, but it doesn't hurt to wait. Okay, I'm gonna do the shell in this one, I think. This big shell here. Actually, I think I will do it on the green because so many of the elements have, like so many elements are plants, and I, will be using green on them. So if my background is green, then that eliminates most of the images that are on here. So I'll just keep that like that. And then don't forget we have to cancel our postcard. Did y'all know I collect postcards? I have a huge collection of postcards, like seriously huge. I've got a lot of them I inherited from my grandma, and she also inherited a lot of them. So I have 120 years of postcards, and I have an Instagram account if you're interested in following. I really like boring postcards, like postcards of just like a hotel, like a motel, or like just the more like mundane, the better. I just think it's interesting. So if you want to follow that, it's called Past Cards. You can check that out on Instagram. And sometimes I don't post on there for a long time, and then sometimes I post like a ton at once. So like yesterday I was posting some. Cute. But yeah, they're from all over the world, and a lot of them are from Florida, but from all over. My grandma loved writing correspondence. When we went to visit her in the summers, we would spend some time with her every summer, pretty much. And my biggest memories of her are her sitting at her writing desk, writing letters, writing letters, and talking on the phone. She was a big gossip and yeah, always very social person. And then the other memory I have of her is she was a Methodist, so they believe that you get into heaven by doing good deeds, and so she was always doing stuff. She did a lot of Meals on Wheels, so we would go over to the hospital and load up the car with meals and drive around, and again, socializing. And she was also a member of this group called the Merry Widows, and they traveled all around the United States, and she never left the country. And she said that she never felt the need to because there was so much to see in America, which is true. But I don't know if she visited all 50 states or not, but yeah, she traveled around quite a bit. So, okay, that little swan looks super cute. I like that a lot. I'm thinking this little blackberries are super adorable. I should have canceled the stamp after. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I'm gonna double layer this because it was sort of not strong enough on this dark background. That's better. Add the purple. Like that. There's like a little bit of space there, so I'm gonna add one more. That's much better. And you can't really see, like this is so off the edge. I'm just gonna add a little daisy like that. Perfect. And I'm thinking this little bumblebee might fit up there. I kind of wish it was facing the other way around. I'm gonna add the papaya, which is right here. I'm gonna add it to this blue. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of greenery to that, like, I don't know, like here. I can barely see that. Probably could have skipped that. Maybe a bow would fit in this heart. Kind of goes off the edge, or maybe that doesn't matter. Oh, there's a few bows on here. I think I'm gonna add it anyway. Do pink bow. Shoot. Darn it. Just took the whole thing off. Try again. Actually, maybe no, I think the strawberry didn't fit either. And this is the kind of shadow. I'm gonna add the oranges here. Cute. So we're missing like pink on these two. So probably another little plant thing. That would be good. That fits perfect. There we go. I like the look of this horizontal. See? That's right there. So I'm missing blue here. nice. I'll probably put some more blue on that one too. Thinking this kind of scrubby one again, the, what do we call it? The baby's breath. Fits right there very nicely. I'll add some cherries like that. There's that other one too. Yeah, that'll be good there. This one. I hope that's right. Kind of missed the bottom wing here, so I'll just pick that part up. Just add that back. Like that. And it needs something, maybe something orange. No, because that'll be the same as that. I don't want that. Maybe something red. I'm just gonna add this flower with some white detail. Perfect. Okay, that one's done. I'm gonna add a little, just a simple daisy onto this stamp right here. And I'll do it blue. Blue daisy. A blue daisy is like a cornflower, right? Pretty much. I'll do the orange center. And this actually has even more microscopic dot detail, so why not? So tiny. And then I need something here too, probably in another red. So I'll add another one of these flowers here. It's also missing blue on this one a little bit. I don't know, maybe it doesn't really matter. I'm thinking it's gonna be okay. We need something here. Should we do the bananas? I'm gonna do a little strawberry over here. I'll do one there and one there. I'll do white seeds on the darker one and red seeds on the lighter one, like that. Oh my gosh, I love the strawberries. I think I'm gonna add a bow to this one with this green bow, like that. I'm gonna add some blueberries down here. And then like the little tops of them, I'll do in like that gray. I think that one's good too. Now I just need to fill in these two. I think I'm just gonna do, I think just like a white flower like this. And I'll add a little yellow center to it. And for my last one, we have purple. So I need something a little darker colored, but maybe the green again. I don't know if yellow will show up. I'm kind of thinking no. Okay, I think I'll do green, but what? Actually, I think I'm gonna try to do the lemons because I haven't done those. So I'll do that like that. I'm gonna double stamp that. So again, it's like a dark background. The lemons, can't really tell, but that's okay. I think I have everything. I'm gonna clean up and top coat these, and then I think I'll be done. So that's it. That's how I did it. I made the cutest manicure ever. Definitely let me know what you think, and I would love to know if you recreate this. You can always send your manicures or your questions or your comments to my email address, which is zenstamping@gmail.com. If you send me manicures that you do with my plates or anything, I'd love to feature them on my channel. So yeah, again, products in the description. I love how these turned out. I hope you had fun watching. It was definitely fun to make these. So that's it. That's all I have for you today, my friends. So until next time.